welcome back to Spring Sisters. In this video we're going to be reviewing and unboxing the Omlet Eglu Go Up Coop. It comes in 3 boxes: the coop, the run and the frame. So in this video we'll unbox it, build it and review it. Let's get cracking! Cracking.
So we're just opening each of the 3 boxes up first. Let's have a look. This is the coop. So as you can see, we've got all the bits.
Like the feeders are here. We've got some beautiful egg boxes.
Yeah, we like those.
The waterers, this is the feeder, I think.
Drinker.
Yeah.
They come into.
This is the food, because
that's
that's
the
it
lid.
says.
So these actually come in 2 to enable you to clean them, unlike the previous ones on the Eglu Cube. This is the door.
We have one of these small boxes.
And let's just. We got the
Yeah, opens.
pretty nice.
Lois, do you want to come put your face behind this again?
And open door.
Put your face behind there.
No.
Yeah, it's a thing. Let's just check it opens. Oh, there's a face. Bag full of bits, bolts and whatever.
We've got roosting bars.
Roosting bars.
They have textures to grip.
Yeah, textures. And they also have a little kind of laying area there, nest box bit. Easy to clean. These 2 come apart.
Like that. And you can
Yeah.
wipe that down.
And one of the walls with the ventilation holes. Okay, put that down. And another wall here.
Here's the back of the coop.
There you go.
This is the back of the coop.
And there's the back.
The
Yeah.
door.
So there's a handle to open it, and it's got the Eglu logo on it. So we've got the roof bit,
Got a roof as well.
hole for the handle to turn through. Yeah.
And there's this.
And there's this.
I think it's so you can slide the door open.
Okay, and there's a special offer on at the moment, so if you buy one of these you actually get 2 free kids with every order. So that's good. So we're looking in the actual frame box. Just lift this up. Okay. Because we suspect there's some instruction in here. Yeah, just put that down. Crash. Let's just grab this. So there's all the bits all tied together, and have a little look at the assembly instructions just to get the correct order right. So let's have a look. It's telling you all the bits. This is the actual coop itself, the Eglu Go. It becomes a Go Up when you attach the base or the frame, yeah, to it. So it's telling you how to do this.
To construct the coop.
So you do the coop first, yeah.
We can get that.
And then separately and afterwards you do the base. So we'll do this in a bit. Can't turn the page. Then what happens, you put the coop on the base, attach it. We don't have wheels, but if you've got wheels obviously you put those on too. Then this is a kind of a key bit here. You have to start attaching the actual run onto the side of the coop. So we'll follow through these instructions in the manner and the order that they suggest, and then it's a case of putting the clips on to keep all the fencing together. Again, ignoring the wheels. We've bought this with just the 2-metre run. Comes with it. And this is the anti-predator skirt, which we'll put down too. So yeah, really clear instructions. We'll just follow through these, put the end on, and the stable gates are shown. And that's it. Okay, let's go. these side bits, there's one and here's one, they arrive. They've kind of got the outer bit already on. So if you think you're going to be working with the inner bits here, attaching those onto the end bit first. Okay, I've screwed that one in as well. Basically I have to screw these 4 20mm screws into these 4 holes at a slight angle. I'm just putting the last one in there, tighten it up like that. I'm not going to do it too tight, I'll come back and adjust them in a minute. Essentially I've got all 4 in there, so the thing looks kind of like that. It looks a bit odd. It's not like in the gusty winds today, but that's what we've got so far. Lightly screwed that screw in there. Rather than putting 2 in one side, I thought I'd put 1 in there and then put 1 in here first. This is referred to as the skid bar, by the way. So I'm just going to screw this one in from this side and I'll do the bottom ones afterwards. It's quite hard to do this and film at the same time, so I'm going to just put the camera down. Basically I'm screwing that one in. Just screwing the bottom one in now, just below the top one. Just gently, it does say in the instructions, don't over tighten. We've now got the skid bar, this thing attached on both sides, screwed in with 4 screws. There we go, and you can tell if it's a good fit because it should be nice and tight and flush there. And to step 3, which is basically attaching the roof piece, the inner roof piece, and we're going to use 6 16mm bolts for that. 6 16mm bolts. They're the short ones like that with a flat head. So we should have 6 of those. Just check that before you start. My 6 bolts ready there. I've got my roof piece. I'm going to just basically take this interior bit off. Now, my roof has already got the outer bit attached, so I'm going to just push these bits in here like this to remove it both sides. Okay, I'm just kind of and the same at this end, just going to push those down so it can be taken apart. Okay, place this on top. Remember, the hole needs to be at the front because that's where the door opening mechanism is. We'll just lightly place that on top. This is where our screws are going to go into these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. Let's do that. Just a case of screwing these in carefully one at a time. Again, slightly tricky to do this with one hand. First one's in. Just quickly rip and do the other 5. Right, I've put all 6 of the bolts in. Just tightening them up a bit now. Looking pretty good. On to step 4. Step 4 is to attach these support struts, which are these things. Should be 2 of these. And we need to use the strut bolts, 4 of those. These are the strut bolts, these thin things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. These are the metal struts. And the struts are going to be attached with these bolts up here, okay, between those 2 points. I'm going to fasten those tight. On the strut, make sure that the pokey out bit here is in the inside, not the outside, but on the inside of the Coop. So you can see here that I've already attached the top of this first one. It's swinging a little bit because it's not. I've not tightened it up properly. I want to just attach it to the bottom there as well next. And that's good because that's meant it's now standing in the right position and it's upright. So the last thing to do for this step on this side, just to tighten these up again a little bit. like that. You can see that that strut is now doing its job. Just need to do the same for the other side now. Right, you can see, look, I've attached the other one out at the top first. You can see the screw protruding to the back, so tighten it. And this is slightly wobbly, which is good because I need to move it over to this side and then sort of line up that hole and screw that tight. Just making sure these are nice and tight. So we've now got both our support struts in, and it's feeling pretty good now, pretty sturdy. So having completed step 4, it's time to turn our attention to the frame. We've got to start building that, adding the 2 sides to the rear frame. We'll need some small screws for this and some wing nuts to tighten them. The chickens are waiting very patiently whilst I build this. Just now. I'm going to go make a cup of tea because building this is thirsty work. Right, I'm back with a cup of tea. Delish. So the frame has come all wrapped up in plastic, etc. So I'm going to just unravel all this first. There's a lot of, sort of zip ties to remove and lots of plastic and lots of padding, but that's good because it's kind of stopping the paintwork from getting chipped in transit. So it's good that they do that. Loads of screws in the back. I'm actually going to build it on a bit of flat grass. In fact, I'm going to build it where it's going to live eventually, which is down in that corner because it's flat. I think it makes sense to try and assemble this on a flat surface. From experience, it's easier. So, as I said, we've got this rear frame bit to attach to the 2 sides. I'm going to make sure these 2 bits are at the front. You can tell the rear one, frame rear bar, because the front one has got these 2 bits attached, and that's to support the ladder. So I can put this one to the side for now. We just don't need that one at this step. We're going to be working with the one like this. Start with the one side, doesn't really matter. I'm going to go with the right side and hold this so that the holes there line up with those holes there, okay? Because you're basically going to be lining those up and sticking a screw and a wing nut in, and then doing the same on the other side. Let's do that. Right, so I've put the first one in. Remember, put it that way with the wing nut on the rear there. It's looking a bit wonky because I've only put one in so far, so I just need to do the other one on this side, as I say, the other 2 and on that side. Blossom's decided to get really chatty whilst I'm building this. Seems to have a lot to say, you know. Getting excited, I think, about what I'm doing. So I've got those 2 in. I've put these 2 in this side. Just make sure I tighten up a bit. Tighten that one up a little bit. Okay. Looking good, and like I say, make sure you do it that way around, you know, with the wing nuts on the rear and tighten them up. Step 6, we've got to attach the frame front. This is the bit I talked about with the 2 kind of poles on it, which basically allow you to hang the ladder. And again, we're going to be using 2 screws and wing nuts for this step, same as before really. So I actually find the easiest way to line those 2 holes up to those 2 holes, may sound simple, it's just to put 2 screws in. Again, slightly tricky with one hand, but then, you know, just try and sort of position them on there, and yeah, they've gone straight through. Just need to put the wing nuts on the back now and tighten them up. Okay, so I'm just fixing the last 2 on this side of the front. That is the basics of the frame done. And if you've done it right, you should have these at the front, these 2 sticky out bits, and you should have these 2 poles at the front too to put the ladder on. If you've done all that right, just go around and do a final tightening up of those 4 bolt screws that you put in. Make sure they are tightened. Make sure also that you've got this on a flat bit of ground. I think that goes without saying. But remember that you've also got the predator skirt to go out on each edge. So I'll probably put it about here. You'll need access to the back because that's where you'll take off the back door and get to the bedding to change and clean that. So think about that too. Don't leave yourself enough room at the back. Okay, now's about the right time for a slurp of tea. It's butterfly. Step 7 next, we're getting there. And this is to attach the friction strips, as they call them, the steps, onto the ladder, and then put the ladder onto the frame. I think they changed these at some stage, Omlet. So they used to have stickable friction strips that you peeled off and stuck onto the steps, but now they've replaced those with these that's plastic that sort of clip on top. So yeah, you don't have sticky strips, you actually just clip these on. I'll show you how they work. So you just basically push it down and it should normally click into place. It won't come off, not easily anyway. You just need to do the same on all of the rungs. I've clipped all 8 of these on, and one thing you can do actually before you attach it is you can just look underneath and you should be able to see, you know, if they've been clipped on correctly, and they all look fine. So that's good. But like I say, this should make a clipping sound as you put them on. To put the ladder on, you just basically put this into these holes, push down. There we go. Step 8 now, and what this involves is basically taking these house location plates. They look like this basically in the packet, and we're basically going to attach one onto each side of the top of the frame. We're going to use the same screw and wing nut to attach that. I'm going to screw from the top down. The wing nut will be underneath there, and we need to locate these on the centre ones on each side. So basically on that one and on there. Okay. Hello, Gloria. So that's one side done. I'll tighten that in a second. And I've got those on now. One on that side and one on that side, and tighten them up. Steps 9 and 10 are about putting the wheels on. I'm not doing that today, I don't have any wheels on this, so I'll be skipping those 2 steps, and we're moving on to step 11, which is placing the Eglu onto the frame. So here's the Eglu Go that we built earlier, and I'm basically going to pick this up, I'm going to put it onto there, and I'm going to make sure that it slides underneath these to hold it in place. Yeah, we're basically going to be using these fixing plates to, here's one here, to just sort of clamp the house down until there's 2 on either side here and here, either side of the central one that we've already fixed on, so 2 on there as well. So here's one I prepared earlier. There's a little groove for the thin end to go in on top of the bottom of the house, like that, and basically I'm going to screw with the wing nut underneath from above to tighten that and to basically effectively clamp it into place. I'll put them all on and then I'll go around and tighten them individually afterwards. So the same process on this side here. Just going to adjust the house slightly. It's not quite in the middle. There we go. What these do is they clamp the house down, but they also ensure that you've got the house exactly in the middle, in the right place. They align it, I suppose. Like that. Okay, that's one side done. Just got to do the other 2 on the other side. I've attached all of those and I've tightened them up and they're all in place. So we're now going to move on to the next step. It does say on the bottom of each page, if you have any problems assembling your Eglu Go, you can actually call Omlet or email them and they should be able to assist you. Right, so we're on to step 13 here, and we're going to start attaching the run panels onto the Go. It's now time to get into the Eglu Go Up run box and start getting these bits out because we're going to need them now. So these sort of L-shaped pieces in the box are the corners of the anti-predator skirt, so we'll need these but not at the moment, so we'll put them to one side for now. And there's some... Shut up! So I'm going to undo these ties because, if you can hear me over that chicken, we do actually need these 2 pieces first, these thin bits. So I'm just going to try and extract those. We'll put the curved bits on the bottom of this pile, which is basically going to be the roof of the run, to one side. These bits, we can match those, and we don't need these green poles. These are basically to help keep the doors shut when we put those on. But what we do need is these bits. We're going to add these two bits now onto the sides of the front of the coop. It's important that you get these bits right. So you need the thin bit at the top and the thick bit at the bottom. But you also, it's really crucial that the plate is on the outside, not on the sort of inside. So it's going to be outer facing. That's because that hole basically needs to line up with something in a second. So we'll do this side first. In order to put these on, we first have to loosen two bolts here. You can do that with a screwdriver. So I'm going to just loosen these two first. I'll put that down for a second. So I'm just going to pull this out. So like I say, thick bit at the bottom, and the plate has to be on the outside, not the inside. So like this. Just line up the holes out there. I just need to screw these things back in again. And just hold it in place whilst you screw those tight again. Okay. The top one's tightened. I'll just do the bottom one. Very good. Just need to do the same process on the side, making sure that these are on the outside and you've got the small wedge at the top, the wider bit at the bottom. Step 15 here in the manual, we're basically putting on these side bumpers. So these hooks here have to hook into these three holes there. Okay, so I'm basically going to put that on like that and slide it into place like that. If you put on the one first like I just did, there'll be a notch here, and if the notch is at the bottom, at the front, then you've got the right one on, as opposed to trying to align the wrong one on where the notch would be at the top. Okay, so make sure you've got the notch at the bottom and you've got it on there. The same, we've got on the other side now, same principle. Make sure that notch is at the bottom, and we're going to get these lined up and slide the hooks into those holes like that. In the box for the run, we've got a few other goodies. Some zip ties that you'll need. Some of these to actually fix the bits of the run together shortly. And also like a little Omlet logo thing you can clip onto the fence as well. A badge they call it. Basically going to attach the side bumpers by screwing them on now. If you remember back when we were putting the house together, we emptied all of the screws into here. I did anyway. There should be 4 screws left. These are the ones you need to use on this step. 2 of these 4 screws, and we're going to attach them around the back. I'll show you where. First one's going to basically go into this hole here. Screw into that side bumper that we've just clipped on to keep it in place. Perfect. Perfect. The manual reminds you at this stage to not over tighten the screws. Okay. So step 17 is attaching the outer panels on the side. Now it should be obvious where these go because they're lower at the back than they are at the front, but it's important to just hook those green hooks inside like that and just rest it for now on there. As I said, it should be obvious if you've got these wrong because they're lower at one side than the other. Okay. Right, isn't it? So these last 2 screws now are going to be used to secure the back again, to basically screw the side panels on. And they go in here and one on the other side as well. So again, I'm just going to tighten these up, but I'm not going to over tighten, just so they're nice and tight. Same on the other side. Good. Step 19 is exciting because we're attaching the lid, and the manual tells you it should go clunk click when you snap it into place. So let's try that. Remember, the hole is at the front so that you can operate the door still. Get ready for the clunk click experience. That could have been the clunk. Oh, and a click. Doesn't get much better than that. Step 20 is to slide in the roosting rack and the droppings tray. And they will slide in smoothly from behind here. So I'll just go and fetch those. Okay, so the nesting area goes at the front left like that. So just slide those on. Beautiful. And they slide out very easily in future for cleaning. The next step, step 21, is all about attaching the rear panel. Now obviously we don't screw this on because it's designed to come on and off to allow access to the rear of the coupe. So you just position it in there and then you can twist this clockwise, I think it is, yeah, to lock it. It should be predator proof. Oops, I didn't quite finish my tea earlier, never mind. So we've nearly finished this apart from the run. The fencing. We've got to put the feeder and the drinker in as well, but we'll do that later. These are called run clips. There's two bags. This bag here has got doubles, we'll come on to them later, and this has got singles. And the way you use these is obviously you've got your fence in place first, then you basically squash these together and they click and then secure things that way. Okay, so we'll be using a lot of these. They provide you with a lot in the next stage. You can actually undo these as well by just putting your finger in there and easing them open. Yeah, there you go, look. So don't worry if you clip one and you want to undo it, you can actually undo them too. When you start getting into all of the run bits, there's quite a lot of them, as you can see there. Like, it can be a bit bamboozling, they're all different shapes and sizes. However, so there should be two, in amongst all of the debris, there should be two pieces like this, but you've got a thin slit of a triangle at the front. These, there's two of these, we get these out, these are going to be on the two sides, and the triangular bit basically needs to go towards the rear of the frame like that. So I've got the other one out here, look, you can see the triangular bit. I'm going to turn that round and have that facing the rear, and I need to attach those two. I'll start with that side first. So as per the instruction manual, I'm going to attach these to the existing frame using the zip ties. Can secure these on with two zip ties at the top and the bottom of each end. I'll come back later and chop these to make it a bit neater. Okay, so I'm doing the other side. I didn't mention before, I'm going to try and line these up to the existing bit there as best I can. So about here. Okay, that's one. And one at the bottom. Okay. Repeat the same at the back, and that's the sides done. Great. Step 24 is to attach the back panel. Now it actually comes in two bits, this. So quite easy to spot because you've kind of got this this shape on one edge and same on the other edge. So you want them to meet in the middle with the flat edges like this. What I'm going to do is attach them with a zip tie in each of these holes at the top, and then I'm actually going to use these things to do the rest of the attaching as per the manual. There. And we'll do the same on this side next. Okay.
Rolling.
So I'm lining up these two centre bits together, and I'm basically going to put one clip somewhere near the top like this. Click, it's in place. And repeat the process somewhere near the bottom, maybe about here, and click. There we go. On page 18 and 19 is a very scary diagram with all of the panels where they should exactly go. Basically you just need to follow that. But on step 26, the next step, we're starting to put down the anti-predator skirt. We'll start at the back by laying this down and attaching it. So I need 2 pieces of this. 2 go at the back, obviously 2 at the front. So basically there's 4 of these bits. You want one, doesn't matter which to be honest, with the long bit across the back, and the other corner's got the short bit with the long bit down the side. I'm doing it this way. Basically just need to make sure they meet up so that we can attach them like that. And once again it's time to get out some of these. You get quite a few spares of these, so don't worry. You get from memory, putting one of these together before there's a few left over at the end. So come back and put some more on at the end if you feel you want to bolster it a bit. Right, well we've finished making the run and the go up. Here it is. Chickens drinking out of the drinker. There's food in the feeder. They're scratching about and they look happy. I've got the weather cover, the Omlet logo there. I might move that, we'll see. And all of the fencing is down on the run. All I need to do now, look how clean that is. Put some sawdust in the bottom, and a little bit of straw in the bedding area. What do you think, guys? Do you like it, Dorothy? I think she does. Somewhere to call home. So yeah, it's good. I like it. Slightly smaller, obviously, than the cube that we've got over there. It's narrower. There's a few little differences. The feeders are slightly different. I think that's partly due to the angle. Must be slightly steeper on this. It's perfect for 2. I reckon you could maybe fit 3 in there, but probably not more than 3. It'd be a bit squashed. This handle's slightly different to the cube. Seems a little bit more lightweight. Not sure how it actually works. Oh, it comes out the side there, look. But it does the job. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this video. I'll actually put some links in the description directly to the Omlet website where you can buy this particular Coop and rum directly from them. So if you like what you see and you fancy buying one, by all means use my affiliate links in the description of this video. I'm going to go and have another cup of tea and sit down. Bye chicks.